Hi Leo, welcome to your August 2020 Astro Alchemy transits. It's Raina here. So I chose you to be the first reading for this series in August because of your birthday. And it's interesting with Leo because your ruler is also what we're tracking for everybody when the sun goes into a certain sign. And of course, in August, the sun is in your sign, and then it goes into Virgo. So as the month begins, we have a full moon very quickly on the 3rd at 11 degrees of Aquarius. This is your opposite sign, Leo, and that means that this is going to take place in your 7th house. Now, some of you, this will actually be in your 6th house. If you're born in the first, if you're born in July in particular, this will affect you in the 6th house, which will be something to do with your workplace. Perhaps you're ending a job or you are getting a promotion. It could be like one of two extremes maybe, or finding out something about a coworker. There's just something that is coming to a head or to one level of completion. If it's happening in your 7th house, the same thing applies, but it's applying to a partner. And sometimes, this could even be like getting more clients if you have the type of business where you work one-on-one with people. This might be like something where you get to the next level in attracting clients. So like it swells with maybe new people coming into your, taking part in your business, getting services from you. So that could actually be really good for certain people. For others, if there are some kind of problems with relationships, you can either gain insight into what to do, or you might find out what's really going on with that other person. Maybe they're picking fights because they're doing the dirt, or making accusations against you because they're doing it. So you never know. This could be a time when secrets come out about relationships. On the 4th, Mercury goes into your sign. So Mercury has been in the 12th house. And when Mercury is in the 12th house, that might heighten your psychic ability, but also kind of put the kibosh temporarily on your linear thinking, where you might be less logical and more intuitive. And perhaps that's playing into your relationship as well. But, one thing to take note of is that sometimes even people who have psychic tendencies, even they can be subjective and they can read into things that aren't there. So you have to kind of walk a fine line with something like that. When you have Mercury in the 12th house, you can get the wrong idea on things based on the fact that you're feeling them and you're sensing something, but then your mind takes over from there and creates this narrative that may or may not be true. So it's important to be very grounded as much as you can be mentally when you have Mercury in the 12th. And then when it goes into your sign, it's perfect for Leo because you're already so much of a ham that Mercury in your sign makes you a wonderful communicator, very warm and very entertaining. And, when Mercury goes into a person's own sign, they become more consistent in how they present themselves to others in a sales pitch type of way. And what I mean by that is that a lot of times we are selling ourselves. We're trying to get a job, so we're laying on the charm, or we're explaining our talents, whatever you want, however you want to see it that way. And if you're looking for love, same thing. You're kind of, usually when it comes to relationships or, that beginning phase, you're kind of explaining who you are. And that can be very boring. Some people can be unimaginative when they talk about themselves, and some people can be very animated. Certainly Leo is one of those people that keeps people riveted and entertained, and the chances of you getting that job or snagging that person to date you or continue to date you, if you go on a date and maybe it's a blind date or, like over the internet that you meet, some people might be tongue-tied or they just don't come across how they want to. Well, this makes it more likely that you will. On the 7th, Venus goes into Cancer, cha-ching. Well, actually, no. For a minute, I was thinking of the opposite direction. Actually, I should say Om, because Cancer is before you, so that means it's the 12th house. So Venus, for the first week of the month, is actually in the 11th house, which is very social. It's the house of friendships. It's the house of group associations. And Venus is, the ruler of both Taurus and Libra, and especially with Libra, I think of and all the air signs, because this is an air house. This is Aquarius's house. So I think of somebody who is making the rounds, doing things that kind of help them to network. And by the way, I must say that groups can also involve things connected to your place of work or the business that you own. So it's not just frivolous. It can be something that's actually very important for your the health of your business, the health of your job. And then it goes into this very kind of hidden contemplative area, the 12th house. Venus in the 12th house, let's say you meet somebody with Venus in the 11th house through your friendships, through somebody that you, either you go out as a group and you meet that person for the first time while you're socializing with your friends or in that restaurant, bar, whatever. Or it can also be in the sense of a friend saying, oh, I've got the perfect person for you, a friend of a friend, that kind of thing. And then, but whatever it is, even if you just meet and start talking at a party that one of your friends throws, because of your current relationship status or theirs, you may decide with this person, look, let's not make this public, because even if you're not like cheating on a partner, you might decide to do this. Look, you and I know Sally, and we both like her. She's a great person, but I just don't want my relationships to kind of get out here. So let's just keep it to ourselves until we know for sure that we're really compatible or what have you. That's Venus in the 12th house. Seeing somebody on the down low, either clandestine love affair. This is, whenever I say these scenarios, don't think that I'm saying, oh, this would be just fine if this happened. This would not be very cool, but it happens where it's like you and your friend's partner hit it off. And you decide to see each other, but you can't bear to tell your friend about it because you know that it would just devastate him or her. So you're, sneaking around with that relationship. And, sometimes it's just because the two parties don't want to hurt this person. It isn't because they're just pathologically dishonest, they just can't bring it. They can't bring themselves to tell this person. They know they're going to eventually, but they just can't do it right now. It also can be a situation of meeting somebody and feeling like you have this past life connection. The 12th house can be, karmic, other lifetimes. So like a soulmate, a twin flames, whatever you want to call it, On the 15th, we have Uranus going retrograde. Oh, I didn't, I should have written down or typed out what the degree is. I know it's in Taurus, but I like to keep it exact. So at 10 degrees of Taurus, we have Uranus retrograding. So you have this Leo in your 10th house of career. What this is going to do is just make you even more, I think, committed to freeing yourself when it comes to career matters. I wouldn't be surprised if the full moon at the beginning of the month in the work sector has something to do with this, where, it's just one more sign from the universe that you need to like either move on or to find a way to become more independent so that you're not at the mercy of other people, because there's a saying, it's never the work, it's the people. And sometimes it's this feeling of having to be beholden to others that can really get on the last nerve of a fire sign that loves independence. So keep that in mind. You might feel that urge to break free. On the 18th, we have a new moon in your sign, 26 degrees of Leo. And so that first house, it's interesting, it's coming right after Uranus goes retrograde. That sense of starting something new, first house, new moon. On the 19th, we have Mercury going into Virgo, followed by the Sun going there on the 22nd. So these are two personal influences in this second house of earned income. This is an earth house, so practical matters, specifically your money situation, your earning capacity are more in play here, and maybe more what you're devoting your thoughts to, your time to, your energy to. And it makes you much more, as September approaches, much more down to brass tacks when it comes to dollars and cents and the things that you own, the possessions that you own. I would, even though this is a house that, might be about ways to increase your income streams, I will say that one possibility is actually downsizing. Virgo to me is about minimizing things and being more natural and less ostentatious. And Leo tends to live large, but that might mean you have accumulated things that have kind of kept you possessed by your possessions, perhaps. And this can help you to kind of look at these things and say, I really want freedom, but I have like all these obligations that are associated with my possessions. What can I do to kind of streamline my life financially? And so anyway, I hope that this resonated with you, Leo. If you'd like a personal relationship, sorry about the background noise. Everything is happening at once, but I wanted to get this out here. But you can find me at RenaMoonAstrology.com. The link to my ordering page is below, so you can just see the type of readings that I offer. Have a great month. Happy birthday. I'm recording this when the sun is still in Cancer, so happy birthday to both July and August Leos. I hope you have a great year. Take care. Bye.